Okay, got a power KLR, idle, and jingles. I feel like I'll start with jingles most likely. So, I guess Deathwatch Hatchling is fine to start with. I could just use my Nightshade Sproutling to eat the minefield later for weak damage. Let's go ahead and bleed up Jingles, because he'll probably just go for cooldowns and swap, so I can punish that playstyle with a bleed. May as well go for a leap here, so that he's doing less damage with Pounce. And go for a Clobber. If he stays in, I can kill him with 2 leaps. Alright. Pretty decent start. Probably going to bring that idle. So who do I eat the Sandstorm on? I feel like I don't want to eat on my Nightshade Sproutling. Maybe that's my best bet, though. I'm going to go for Wood Chipper. I think it's slightly better. So if he goes for Sandstorm, I can bring in the Nightshade Sproutling. It's possible he misses. Oh, he missed his minefield. That's pretty nice. I mean, it was weak damage, but yeah, that worked out nicely. And then we can change the weather so that my bleed is ticking. Nightshade's not bad versus the idol, especially since he has Rupture. I'll go for the blind since he has no deflection and he has a bleed on him. Then I could bring my Deathwatch back in later. Or actually right now. I think I'm just going to stand on the Nightshade Sproutling. If I get some triples, I can take out the idol before he gets his Sandstorm out. And I don't have to worry about missing. If my Deathwatch misses like a Clobber under Darkness, that could cost me the game. We've got a triple, so yeah, that was worth staying in, I think. But I don't have blind quite yet, so I probably want to swap here. Does he send the YOLO Deep Freeze, I wonder? I doubt it. Alright, so it should be a speed tie, which means he's going to go for that Deep Freeze now. I want to save my Sproutling for later. He'll be a good cleanup pet. Let's sacrifice the Deathwatch here for a free swap into Snarly. Oh, he didn't refresh his Frost Shock or go for the Deep Freeze. Well, in that case, I can stun him for free. Should be pretty downhill from here. Him missing that minefield was huge. Is it worth going for the bleed? Doesn't really matter, but I guess if I want to min-max, then yeah, it's a good idea. Let's bring in Snarly. Maybe I can save all my pets. He has to go for the YOLO, or else it's GG. Okay, so Idle and Jingles. Do I have any teams with, like, Graves? He has 2 humanoids. This might beat him. I can remove his minefield with Grave Destruction. just played the Blazehound. Did I? Did I play the Blazehound? No, I'm thinking of a different game. Alright, let's try this team. I feel like versus two humanoids, this team should do... Graves is a decent option. I don't know if this is the best team versus him, but... definitely think it could do good. I haven't tried this team before, so I'll try it out. Oh, we got a podling. Is he going to drop the SS for me? Nope. I wonder what the drop chance is for the pet. I'm pretty sure I'll never get an actual SS to drop, but it'd be pretty cool if it did. The other pet I'm thinking might be a good option is Rattlejaw, maybe? Because he does have two humanoids, so having like an undead with consume corpse could be really nice. But I don't know if any of these would do well versus Jingles, per se. I guess maybe this team, actually? A little bit. Because I can eat weak damage on the minefield with my Jade Mist Dancer. And then I can slow him with the Infinite Hatchling, so that these two pets will be faster. Sure, I'll try it out. This is a combo I haven't played in a while. It's pretty good at carrying pets, and Rattlejaw's a fairly decent cleanup pet if I know I'm queuing into humanoids. So I'll give it a shot. I'll try that Graves team later. I think the Graves team would work out a little better if I was queuing to like Anomalous. Maybe. Because I have the Blazehound, and he's one of my favorite pets to troll Anomalous with. Well, if he plays right, there's no way I win. My team's a little scripted, so let's just play it out, see how it goes. Maybe he'll throw. Okay, so I think I'll go for breath. He should be starting with Gorm Root Stinger first of all, so that's helpful. Right. Do I go for another breath, or do I just send the Cyclone? I think I'll go for another breath. Alright. Oh, I needed my temporal anomaly. Wait, do I live here? 191? I think I die. Oh, I survived with 9 HP, totally calculated. Sadly, I don't have a dragon racial. That would be pretty nice if I did. But I do get my my slow out, which means Rattlejaw is faster than his Indigo. Just pretty poggers. Alright, so let's go for Rain Dance. He's going to hit me with Toxic Fumes. But I can change that weather on him, which means his Great Sting will only have 1 round duration. So I'm going to do that. Cyclone hopefully kills Anomalous here. Oh, it missed. Unfortunate. Well, I still have Temporal Anomaly. For 5 turns. So I think I just win. But he should probably still win. I think if he starts with the Gorm Root Stinger instead of Anomalous. That is kind of funny though. My team isn't that good, and his is like one of the best in the game. Alright. Cool. Well, what do I play if I get a rematch versus that team? Do I have any teams with the Blazehound? That can do well versus Indigo? I'm thinking maybe like Blazehound outplaying Foxling. Don't see that combo anywhere here. I mean, maybe this team could win. So I'd probably start with the Fouling Buzzer. And if I swap him, it'll bring in Indigo, I'm pretty sure. How much health does Indigo have? It's less than 1400, right? Yeah, 1307. So if I swap him, it would bring in Indigo. I could throw up Great Sting. You'd probably swap back Anomalous. So then I could bring in Blazehound. I feel like he just has too much AoE damage for this team, and I'm going to lose my flying racial. And Jingles is not that great because he is slower than Indigo. I think this team will lose if I get a rematch. It'd be close, but I think it would lose. Okay, so maybe having Sticky Surge could win me the game. I'll play this team. Try it out. For science. The fact that I have, like, basically Temporal Anomaly is very nice, because Indigo is super OP when he's faster, and kind of useless when he's slower. Which means he is really OP, because he's almost always faster, but if you can find a way to outspeed him, he's not nearly as scary. So your options are like Dazzling Dance, Temporal Anomaly, Sticky Surge, or like pets with Surge. Okay, well. Good thing I didn't play the Alpine Foxling. Probably starts with... Let's just assume he starts with Icky. Start with the Blazehound. No, we started with the Idol. So this guy, we already know, is running Rupture, which is very helpful. That means I can just show up him on out. See you later, Idol. Probably go for that Frost Shock, so let's go for a Magma Trap. Couldn't ask for a much better start. Let's go for some damage. See what he does. Icky's a weird pick. These two pets are scary. I'm not that worried about Icky. Unless I'm stuck in a 1v1 with him later. Let me bring the Cobra. I'm still faster than him. Even while I'm slowed. Oh, he missed his deep freeze. That's pretty GG. I don't know. He still has an idol. I don't want to assume I win, but that's a pretty, yeah, it's a pretty important miss. I could bring my Blazehound in because I have Magma Trap shortly. So it's actually, I'm not sure. Do I go for another Magma Trap or do I go for an Obsidian Bite? I think go for the Obsidian Bite. Oh, I missed again. How unlucky. This would actually be a pretty tough matchup if he wasn't missing so much. And if he had deflection. That is also making my life so much easier. Because I can just swap him on cooldown. And he can't do anything about it. I mean, he could juke, but... yeah, the fact that he's running Rupture is a pretty good sign he doesn't know how to juke. Most likely. He missed a third time. I don't feel bad for him at all. He's playing an idol. So he's probably going to go for another... well, did he realize that he missed is the important thing. He might not realize he missed. Nope, okay, he's aware. So now he's going to go for Flock. Which means... probably want to bring in Petal. I think I want to go for... 47. I think that takes his flying racial. We're about to find out. Huge. Alright, now I can trap him. Do I go for Inspiring Song, or do I just kill him? Let's kill him. Okay, I don't think the idol's 1v3ing me. Unless I miss every single attack. I'll go for an Inspiring Song. Top my team off. Let's see here. Well, he has a Rupture. I think what I will do is bring the Blazehound. and go for a trap if he doesn't stun me with Rupture. If he does stun me with Rupture, I'll just bring in the Sunglow Cobra, because at this point, he'll have only weak damage versus my Beast. Oh, and the trap went off. Unfortunate. Let's bring in the Cobra. Take weak damage from those crushes. Unless he's a Psycho and he's running Demolish. Even if he has Demolish, I win because I have an Elemental and a Magic Pet. So I'll hold off on Sandstorm until his Sandstorm's... Yeah, thank goodness he has Crush. I'll hold off on Sandstorm until his Sandstorm's gone so I don't have to worry about missing. He missed 4 times. Oh dear. Well, I think 2 of them were from his own Sandstorm. But it actually would have been a close game if it wasn't for that 10% miss chance. Try to send the Solar Beam for the lulz. Even if I missed, I was going to be just fine. But that would have been funny if I missed. Alright, so we keep seeing that idol. What about the Graves? The Graves Blazehound team. It's very similar to what I just had, but I don't think this team is going to beat the Indigo team that I keep seeing. I'm really not sure what is a good option versus an idol and the Indigo team, so look through my teams just for a second. What are we at? 3 games? I guess I could try another team with Petal, maybe. So this would do well versus the humanoids. This could do well versus Anomalous. I don't think this team is going to beat the Indigo team, but... let me see. Maybe if he plays really bad. I think I'd rather just pick a better team. Okay, so I have a counter team with man, I really want to play Alpine Foxling in case I get the Anomalous team, because I feel like this team right here would like probably do really good versus this team. There's 2 humanoids queuing, and if I play this team versus 2 humanoids, especially one being an idol, I don't even have toxic fumes. I just kind of auto lose. Maybe the Bone Serpent, because the Bone Serpent gives me a Weather Changer and strong damage versus these double humanoids I keep seeing. Do I have a team with the Bone Serpent that can beat the Anomalous team? I think this team can, but it's RNG. Same with... Well, this is a little less RNG. It's pretty try-hard playing those teams, so... Okay, now here, I think, is my best bet so far. It's pretty try-hard, but, I mean, so is what I'm queuing into. I keep seeing Idols and Anomalous. Nightshade's great versus Anomalous. Alpine Foxling's great versus Indigo. Bone Serpent's good versus the humanoids. I don't see any other teams that look like they're going to do fantastic versus Indigo. I think I'll queue this one. Maybe this team. Fell-afflicted Skyfin. Maybe that team. Alright, I'll just take a cube. We'll see what we get. I think this is a slightly better option. Okay, so we got the double humanoids. So Bone Serpent's a good pick. Alpine Foxling's going to be in a rough spot. He keeps starting with the idols, so I'm going to start with the Nightshade. Nightshade should do really good versus this team because he has Dragon. That is slower. He started with the Kunlai Rant Whale. I think realistically, the only thing I can utilize my Alpine Foxling for is soaking sandstorms so that my useful pets don't have to take it. And then probably use him to soak the deep freeze too. Okay, so both of these pets will be a speed tie with a Kunlai Runt with Frost Shock. They're both 244 with the speed reduction. Let's bring in the Alpine Foxling to hopefully eat the deep freeze and... Huh. I'm not sure why I went for that. I'm not sure if I want to go for Crouch or just send the Dazzling Dance. I think Dazzling Dance. He's going to go for that deep freeze. So I could either Crouch, I could go for Flurry. I think... Assuming I don't miss, obviously. Flurry's a little bit smarter. Because if he stuns me, I just kind of want to swap anyways to not take extra damage from takedown. Let's bring the Nightshade. I got my cooldowns back. And I can kill him in two lashes. Or a triple if I get lucky. And now that I have Dazzling Dance, I don't have to worry about being... about being a speed tie. So does he go for dodge or does he go for soul rush? I feel like he's going to go for the soul rush probably. So I'm going to go for the blind. If he goes for that dodge, I just got outplayed. Oh, he has accuracy. So he still has a 25% chance to land the soul rush. Hopefully he misses. It was 15% because of darkness, so... I think I want to take that soul rush on my Alpine Foxling, probably. I don't really have to worry about Dazzling Dance anymore. And I'd rather take the soul rush on him than one of my other two pets. Alpine Foxling's really bad versus the idols, so... we'll just use him as cannon fodder. I really don't have him here to fight this team. It's in case I get the Indigo player. Alright, Nightshade Sproutling's just putting in work here. He's especially good versus idols that run Rupture. He does have accuracy, so he could still land the Sandstorm here, but it's a 15% chance. I mean, it's pretty low. Yeah, he missed. Not sure if it's worth going for Lash. Under Sandstorm. He went for Rupture while he was blinded. That was a whoopsie. I do think it's worth going for Bone Barrage. Even though Sandstorm's going to mitigate it a bit. Because it's undead damage, and he's a humanoid. Because I want to weave my abilities so that I don't get ability locked. It would take the most insane miracle of all time for him to 1v2 here. Bone Serpent and Nightshade Spratling are really good pets versus the idol. I'd have to like miss everything, and he'd have to like crit everything. And even if he does, even if I do miss everything, my Nightshade Spratling literally can't. Because of the racial. And I have my cooldowns back, and he has no deflection, so it's GG. Right, so he's playing a dragon now. I was thinking about this team. How would this team do versus the idol? I think it'd do fine. I'll try it out. Bone Serpent's fantastic versus those humanoids, so I'm going to play him again. He needs to learn his lesson and stop playing two of the same family. I could probably pick a slightly better undead, but I mean specifically to counter double humanoids, but Bone Serpent is one of the best undeads, if not arguably the best in the game. Just because he has great damage diversity and a decoy breaker, and probably one of the best decoy breakers at that. Because it breaks decoy and bubble, and it does overtune damage, and it can hit through blind. Like I said, his damage diversity is very good because he has self coverage. His liftoff is weak to dragons because it's flying damage, but he doesn't care. He does insane damage with darkness versus dragons. So if he plays that Doom Feathers pet, I'll just like almost one-shot him with darkness. Most darkness teams struggle versus decoy and bubble because the whole idea is like big, hard-hitting one-shots that get completely shut down by damage blockers like Shield Storm or Refuge or Decoy, etc. So he's like a staple pet for any darkness team. And then Bone Barrage does weak damage to aquatics, which is probably one of his, I guess, bigger weaknesses, but at least he has liftoff to do strong damage. It's not the best flying ability. Because like a smart aquatic will just swap out. It's very telegraphed. They can see, oh, the liftoff is about to one-shot me. I better not stand here and take it to the face. But if it's a 1v1, that's not an option. And still better than running Death and Decay. Just for the damage diversity. This team won't farm that last guy as hard as the last one because I don't have the Nightshade. The Nightshade just pretty much terrorized his whole team. But Fel Afflicted Skyfin's really strong too, just in a different way. Triple critters. It's going to be rough for my Bone Serpent. Actually, rough for all three of these pets. This might be an L. They aren't the scariest critters of all time, but they do take weak damage from Fel Immolate, and they're immune to the Time Bomb stun, and they do strong damage to They do strong damage to the undead. This is probably gonna be a close game. Maybe. These pets are not very scary. They're kind of PvE pets. But, let's see here. Power. Let's go for a Wild Magic. He'll probably go for Stampede. Which is going to be big damage because he's a power, but I could swap him. I was more scared of him maybe having the shield, because that'll counteract my dots a lot. So I could save my flyer for later, which could be really nice, since he has that stun. And I have Shattered Defenses. I'm going to bring the Bone Serpent here, because this is the only critter that doesn't have critter damage, and he might actually have weak damage versus my dragon. He does have that annoying chance to dodge, but I'll just assume that it doesn't work. Bone Barrage doesn't care as much. He'll just be a big bummer if my Call Darkness misses. I'm assuming he has Emerald Dream, or he probably would have used Headbutt by now. So I'm just going to send the Call Darkness instantly to nerf that healing. And fortunately, he didn't dodge it. Alright, well, he still has a rabbit, but at my flying racial, so I can hit him first. Let's go for liftoff. As long as I don't miss, I'll take out Seedle before he kills me. Uh-oh, I missed. That's what I get for playing Darkness. Yeah, it was going to be just fine. Most likely. Alright. Should be 5 games. Gonna call it for the video. I'll queue some more in a little bit. So, hope you all enjoyed. As always, leave team suggestions, pet suggestions, and I'll try them out whenever I get my hands on those pets. And I'll see you all in the next one.